Life is weird, man. There's a story I posted on Instagram earlier about a monk who goes off to meditate in a boat in the middle of the lake. And while he's in the middle of his meditation, his boat gets bumped by another boat. And he can feel this anger rising in him, and he opens his eyes about to scream at somebody who was so inconsiderate as to not look at where they're going and hit his boat as he's trying to sit there peacefully meditating. And he opens his eyes and he sees that there's no one in the other boat. It just was drifting off into the water and happened to bump into his boat. And that at that moment he had the realization that any time any sort of seemingly outward stimulus affected him emotionally, that it was just another empty boat, that the anger, the emotion was within him. But this idea of empty boats, so what's the thing that makes you angry when it bumps up into you? Often it's our relationships with people. And to think of a person as an empty boat, either it's difficult or it's extremely solipsistic. And there are many times along this journey that I've felt that way. That everything in existence is merely a projection of my own consciousness. But there's too much ego involved in that. It's too much all about me. This form. This body-mind. I had an empty boat bump into me earlier today. A person from my past. And I thought it was interesting because the other day I was talking about letting certain people go from your life when it comes to needing to take care of yourself. Now, my preferable way to look at the world is that everything in existence is one consciousness, and whatever word you want to use for that, whether you'd call it God or you'd call it source or that everything in existence is somehow telling the ultimate story and every single moment is just as important as the last. And so the only thing that makes sense is to be as present with each moment as possible. Otherwise, you're kind of missing the story with your own bullshit. You don't get to see the beauty of all of it because you're constantly thinking about what happened before or what you want to get to, instead of just being here and observing it all. I try to see it more from a spectator stance rather than a participant. I witness the ways that I behave and react to all of it, whatever it is.